Hey Maddie, it's Megan giving you your second craft of the year. Sorry that this one comes so late. I've been a little busy, but I'm squeezing it in at the last minute of February. So I hope you are okay with that. Also, I've heard you've been watching the other one quite a bit, and Mom and Dad have requested that I get a new one so they stop hearing how to make plastic hearts. But I'm really proud of you. I heard you made a few, which is awesome. So, today's craft will be a fleece scarf. Since it is winter and it's still chilly outside, why not make your own fashionable scarf? So, for today's project, you will need a brown paper bag or newspaper of some sort if you're going to be making your own pattern for the scarf. If you don't want to use that and you have a scarf that you already like the shape and the length and that sort of thing on the scarf, you can use that too as your pattern. So either one of those will do. You will need pins to help pin down your pattern, or if you don't have pins, because if you're not a sewer you normally don't, if you have some sort of heavy object to put on the material to keep it down as you're cutting your material out, that'll work too. I'm sure you got some heavy toys laying around, or if you don't have any of that, ask your mom and dad what's okay for you to use to keep the material down. You will need a pen, or if you have chalk, chalk works great too, because if you're going to be using the scarf that you already have, you're just going to be drawing an outline around it with chalk. It doesn't work that well with pen. But if you're going to be using paper to make your pattern, drawing it out with a pen works well, and then cutting it out. If you're cutting out, then you're going to need scissors. I've put scissors in your craft pack, but those won't go through the material, so you're going to need some bigger scissors that Mom and Dad can help you use. You're also going to need this gorgeous material that I'm sending you in the mail. Saw this material and I thought of you. It's super cute and I think it would make a great scarf, and it's fleece, so it's cuddly. The other thing you're going to need is a flat surface to take your material out and cut it and all of that jazz. So, now that we've gone over what you'll need for your craft, let's get started crafting. Alright Maddie, let's get started. So, I'm going to give you two ways to start this because it depends on what you have. If you're going to be using a newspaper or brown paper bag, this is a brown paper bag that I just cut the square bottom off. I'm going to open it up, and what you'll do is you'll take your pen and you can draw the shape of your scarf, how wide you want it, how long you want it. For instance, this brown paper bag is probably not as long as I want my scarf, so I might have to double it up or use two brown paper bags to make it as long as I want. So you're just going to draw your shape. You might want to use a ruler as well. I forgot to put that on supplies, but to keep your line straight. Or if you don't want to do a straight line, maybe you want to put some wave into what you're doing, okay? You could make it a wavy scarf too. It doesn't matter. This is your scarf. You get to make it how you want it. Okay? So basically this will be your pattern. Okay? Then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut right on the line of what you've just drawn. Now what you've just drawn is going to act as your guideline or your pattern for your scarf once you put it to your material. Okay? So, you can cut this out. I decided to cut out the wavy one since, hey, why not? It might be fun to see how it turns out, right? So, that, for example, would be one side of the pattern and the other would be here, and I would keep cutting that out. I personally am not going to use a pattern from paper. I'm going to use a pattern from a scarf that I already have, that I like the length and I like the shape. So you can do that as well too. So once you've got your pattern ready, whether it's from paper or from your scarf, bring out your material. You're going to want to open it up so that it is only one layer, okay? You don't want 2 layers through because then it's not going to be as long. So open it all the way up. Oh, I love this fabric. It's so pretty. So, you open your fabric up on your surface. My surface isn't quite big enough, but that's okay. Then you take your pattern, in this case my scarf. In your case it could be your scarf or your paper pattern with wavy sides or zigzag sides or anything like that. Okay? At this point, this is when I would take one of my pins and pin the sides down, okay, like this. And you don't even have to do them that close, you can just do them every once in a while, okay, like so. But say I didn't have pins lying around the house, I could use something heavy to just kind of hold it in place, maybe put a baby doll here or a Barbie there, or I don't know, something that's heavy enough, okay? Then I will take my scissors and just cut right along my pattern line, okay? Just like this. And the smoother you can get your cut, the smoother your edge is going to look. Meaning you don't want to do multiple cuts, you kind of just want to do one long streamline of a cut. Because if you do multiple, your sides will start to get jagged. And if that's the look you're going for, hey, that's great. Works out good for you. Alright, so once you've cut around all the way down each side, you're going to have your scarf pretty much ready to go. I'm going to cut that out and then I'll come back and show you some other embellishments you can do to your scarf to make it your own beautiful creation. We have cut out the fabric all around our pattern. Now's the time to take off the heavy objects or remove the pins if you're using those. If you are using those, be careful. You don't want to leave any stray ones around because they'll hurt your toes later or your kitty cat's toes, which is no good. So, once you remove all your things that are holding them together, take your pattern off, and oh my goodness, we have the beginning of a scarf, or the end of a scarf. You can leave it like this if you like. If you just want a basic scarf like this, that's fine. If you want to kind of embellish it a little bit, something you can do is to create tassels. And tassels, I would say, are normally about 2 to 3 inches in length. So you can just take your scissors. You can mark them if you want. I'm just going to kind of freehand it, but you can measure them out and mark them if that makes you feel better. So just take your scissors and cut little strips up to that 2 or 3 inch mark. And when you've got that done, you're going to want to try and make your strips around the same width so that it looks kind of uniform. The good thing about fleece, the fabric you're working with, is it won't unravel. So if you're just cutting these tassels, there's no need to worry about them fraying or anything like that, because it's fleece and it won't, and that's why it's awesome. So I've made some tassels just on the end here. Something else you can do with them if you want is just tie a little knot at the base and do that all around if you want to give it some more just little texture right there at the base. Or something else you can do is put your tassels on and you can take some marker. I'm sure Auntie Susie has a Sharpie she'll let you borrow. And you can put M on it for your name. Or you could draw a picture if you wanted or something like that. Or you don't have to Sharpie at all. You can just use it as is. So my dear, here is February's craft. Hope you're keeping warm and I hope you like it. Something else I wanted to let you know is that this thing behind me with the music notes on it is my craft of the month that I've been doing myself. It's going to be a collage, and right now that's just the base of it. and I'll show you the finished product when it's done. So I hope you like this craft. I'll try and get March's craft to you sooner than the end of the month. Sorry. And I love you lots and hope to see you soon. Love you.